and time. Mona Lisa in museum, and graffiti on the street. Those are both artworks that are admired by different people, and that's normal because that's where preference comes in. Same goes with coffee. Coffee can come from famous producer to unknown producer, and it's just so exciting and complex that it can cater different preference of different consumers. And that's where accessibility comes in. I believe that specialty coffee should be available and accessible to a wider market to be sustainable. So today, I'd like to share three coffee experience that represents accessibility in different forms, that involves genuine connection, artistry, and happiness. For now, let me pull some shots for my signature beverage that I'll be chilling later on. Kindly have a sip of water to prepare your palate for your first espresso of the day. Let's get started with my espresso. So last year, I attended a fermentation class back in Colombia, wherein I had a chance not only to learn, but also to meet one person who introduced me to a one producer named Fernando. Fernando is like a talented graffiti artist who produced a lot of beautiful coffees, yet his coffee is still unknown to the coffee world. So, I want to make people know about his coffee by sharing it with you today. I'll be using Fernando's coffee for my espresso course and signature beverage. It is a Bourbon varietal grown at Tolima, Colombia, at 1,800 meters above sea level. It is processed carbonic maceration by infusing carbon dioxide into the tank that contributes to the acid formation, giving that vibrant acidity of red berries. Pulp and oxidized for 32 hours. Dried at a drying house with a controlled temperature of 32 degrees Celsius, day and night. That contributes to the honey-like sweetness of my Bourbon espresso. It was roasted 20 days ago with a development percentage of 20%. A profile that allows me to develop more distinct flavors. And to fully optimize the potential of my espresso, I'll be using a recipe of 18.5 grams in, 42 grams out, for 23 seconds of extraction. Fernando's coffee is the best representation of a positive impact when a producer get an accessible insight on how to elevate their coffee farming and processing through education. You'll be enjoying my coffee, espresso rather, in 2 sips. You'll have a lot of tropical fruit notes, starting from pineapple, tangerine orange, guava, with passion fruit. The tactile will be medium weight, syrupy, with a long caramel and orange coated with chocolate. And my role today is to transfer the genuine connection that I had with Fernando to you through espresso experience, a very straightforward flavor clarity with tropical fruitness up front. I'll be serving it to you now, and once I do, kindly give it a 5-stir, rather 10 steers, just to let it cool a little bit. It just tastes better when it cools down. And the small cups in front of you is for your dirty spoon. Here you go. All the information that I've said are in front of you. Here for you. Thank you. Please enjoy. I'll be back to you in a while. Thank you. And now, let's move on to my milk beverage. I'll be serving you a coffee, Liberica, from my home country, Philippines, grown at a low elevation of 900 meter above sea level. Liberica notably has a high sweetness coming from the mucilage. So, my producer, Michael, used it as an advantage to process my coffee anaerobically fermented, infusing carbon dioxide into the tank for 100 hours, releasing that esters and fragrant organics, maximizing the potential of that microbes, releasing fruity acids, and aromatic to my Liberica. However, after 20 days of drying, the results become very less dense and makes it burn faster. So my roaster roasted it a little bit lighter with a development percentage of 18%. Not only to avoid from getting burnt, but also for letting this sweetness shine today. So in my milk beverage, you'll be experiencing flavors of butterscotch, raisins, milk chocolate, guava, and Earl Grey milk tea. The tactile is heavy, thick, and creamy. And if you can slide onto my espresso, the tactile of my espresso will be juicy, medium, I'll use a recipe of 20 grams in, lower ratio of 36 grams out for 28 seconds of extraction. This allows me to create more distinct flavors. Once I serve it to you, kindly give it a 5 stir. Here you go. And the small cup in front of you is for a dirty spoon. Liberica, having that high resistance to pest, drought, and climate change, I believe it makes it accessible option for the more upcoming years. I call my Liberica a product, please enjoy, a product of artistry as it represents the passion of my producer in making this flavor quality possible to an underrated Liberica. And the artistry of my roaster in letting this sweetness shine and making it possible for you and for me to enjoy this coffee together. Please enjoy. Thank you. The milk that I've used today is 1 part of full-fat milk and 1 part of pre-distilled lactose-free milk that will give that creamy texture like melted vanilla ice cream. Please enjoy. Thank you. Whenever you're ready, let's move on to the third course, and this is the happiest part. I assume that you're familiar with this coffee market pyramid, right? This shows that the majority of the coffee market is at the bottom part, and there's only small percentage knows what specialty coffee is all about, and that is us, the lucky ones. So in my signature beverage, I've been thinking, or not only me, I believe, on how can I gain more accessibility for specialty coffee to get the bigger market, which is the bottom part of this pyramid. So I came up with an idea of what if I made a drink that I call, sorry, what if I made a drink that comes from a more established and exposed industry to be the bridge, and that is the cocktail industry. And to be more specific, I'll be using Americano and Negroni, two of the most classic cocktails that have been there for 100 years. But this time, espresso-based and without alcohol, of course. So it's a syrup-proof drink that I called Americano Groni. It's a fizzy, cold, refreshing drink that's very perfect for summer, like now, but also refreshing in any other day. So if you look at the puzzle in front of you, you will see that Americano is not only a coffee beverage, it's also a cocktail drink that consists of soda water, sweet vermouth, and bitter orange, while the Negroni consists of gin, sweet vermouth, and bitter orange. So I'll be recreating all of these ingredients together to harmonize to my espresso, Bourbon espresso rather, and let's do this. But before I move to my signature beverage ingredients, let me show you how I did my hydrosol, also known as non-alcoholic ingredients. You don't have to write this down because it will be too much. I'll be giving your head judge later on a booklet for your reference. So first, for my gin hydrosol, I have a combination, take a look at it, of juniper berries and small amount of the rest ingredients combined to 500 ml of water. And for my sweet vermouth hydrosol, I have a combination of these spices dominant with dark wormwood of 12.5 grams and the small amount of the rest of the ingredients added to red grape juice 500 ml. Together, I put them in a bath like this, 55 degrees Celsius for 3 hours. Strain it, and the result is here. So first and foremost, my espresso, 4 shots of it, that I chilled a while ago. And I added 2 more shots of espresso that I use in my practice time. This is additional ingredients to make sure that my espresso will be highlighted to my drink. Next ingredients will be my gin hydrosol, or the first jar. This will enhance that florality of my espresso that you will taste later on as hibiscus tea. 40 ml of it. And I added sweet vermouth hydrosol, 15 ml of it. And it will give you that bittersweet characteristic to my espresso that you will taste later on as sweet cinnamon. And for my next ingredients will be the bitter orange syrup that I made, sorry for the sound, that I made by combining 1 part of orange and 1 part of water. Slow cook for 30 minutes. And I'll be adding 200 ml of soda water for fizziness. And I can't just wait for you to try this coffee. I've been lucky enough to be guided by one of the world's 50 best bar owners in making this signature beverage, Mr. Basilis of the Clumsies. I'll be serving it to you with in a can with a slice of orange inside for aromatics. And in my signature beverage, you'll be experiencing a flavor notes of highlighted espresso. Thank you.
Congratulations,
with an undertone
Lakis.
of.
That was a wonderful performance. We'll get a few minutes just as
Orange.
the drink finishes, and then we'll wait for Junior to also compete.
Sorry,
We'll talk a little
tangerine
bit
orange.
more. But let's have another huge round of applause for Lakis, representing Sweden and Nestle
Raspberry.
Professional.
Sweet cinnamon and hibiscus tea with mild dark chocolate finish. Please assess my drink when I call my time by opening the lid and drinking directly from the can, like how you enjoy any other kind of soft drinks. And I hope with this beverage, I can persuade and attract more people to drink specialty coffee. And for this part of the pyramid to become bigger and bigger. This is for you. Thank you. Time.